got off to a good start, but you just seemed to be a little flat at times. It looked as though you were trying to generate some vibe within the group. Can you put your finger on why that was the scenario?
Yeah, the back end of the first quarter, I thought that's where they got on top of the game, and we're 10 points down at the end of that one. I think we're trying to fight our way back, and I thought a number of things during that period. I thought all night we were just we didn't value the ball the way we wanted to, and we got seriously punished for it any time we turned the ball over. Maybe it was their defence pushing us to different areas, but I thought we were just trying to look for some home run passes where we just needed to move it and be a little bit more patient. And when you look at the game, that's the big area, taking care of the basketball, and then we're dominant on the boards as we have been for a while now. But our ability to get to the foul line compared to theirs is a massive factor. 9 free throws to 30, and they're attacking the paint. We're playing pretty aggressive defense, and we're not. Tonight that put Shea and Jack in some foul trouble that we were trying to find answers for. But we need those two playing more than 15 and 18 minutes tonight.
Chris, you were on the floor. Did you think that the Adelaide D was a lot better, a lot tougher than it was the last time you played them?
I don't really recall last time. They did a good job of climbing up and in, and a couple of different coverages, which potentially we didn't see last time. But, I mean, when we're throwing the ball away as much as we were,
22 points.
Yeah, 22 points from turnovers. It's just fueling their fire. So they want to get out and run and score quickly. So pretty much just handed them the ball and say, go for it, and we'll try and stop it. So, big things to improve there.
When you're being face guarded the way you were by Lat Main, can you tell us what that's like in terms of how you try and negate that?
I think did some things to get some other people open. It's a pretty common defense. They were really committed to it in a sense that he wouldn't help off or go anywhere else. So potentially didn't exploit that enough.
So you had 7 turnovers in that first quarter. I mean, some of them were self-inflicted wounds. Did you anticipate coming in? Did you have any feeling within the group that it wasn't as sharp as you'd like to be? You were coming off a 9-day break and so forth.
We spent a lot of time, this last month just trying to, get our defense back to a level, and but we saw some things in Cairns. I think we probably had a similar number of turnovers in Cairns, and we didn't shoot the basketball at a high level. I think, when you shoot 41 threes and only get to the foul line, we just kind of got the balance a little bit wrong in us trying to really attack the paint. Some of it's the under coverage that they, wanted us to shoot, and we'll look back at some of those and say, yep, do we keep moving? Is that a great shot for us? Maybe we just took some that were possibly the first shot available rather than the best shot that we could get. So, got to show some patience on the road. Got to make sure that we're just not dealing to the coverage that they give us.
With that free throw, it is distorted in terms of 30-9, but Adelaide get to the stripe more than any other team in the competition. I mean, that's where they're going to try and get their advantage. So do you think that they had any advantage in terms of that, in terms of the calls? Were you unhappy with any of those?
Oh, yeah, I think there's a couple of shays that, I'd like to have back. But, Davis and Montrez, they attack with great aggression and speed and force. And, they put the referees in situations where they have to make a call. And, tonight they were both, pretty effective in the way that they played.
And what can you do to make adjustments for your next game from here? Where do you think you most need to change things?
Yeah, we haven't got too much time. We turn around and play Sydney pretty quickly. So, we'll talk about, the offense. We're not going to win enough games, scoring 81 on the road. We've got to make sure that, we get that number to a level. But yeah, taking care of the basketball. Are we getting the best shot possible? Look at our foul discipline. Are we doing the right things? To make sure that we can limit that number. Sydney are a similar team, and they're going to really attack the paint, and how you slide and how you contain them is going to be really important.
And Chris, what's your advice going to be to your teammates in terms of trying to make improvements and get back to where you were when you were top of the ladder?
Yeah, we'll get back tomorrow. We'll get back into it on Monday and watch the video first, and I'm sure it'll be pretty clear what we need to do better.
You've got 6 games in 23, 24 days coming up. I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing when you're in this situation?
Good thing.
Yeah, Dean?
Yeah, for sure. We had the challenge 2 games ago that we play every team in the league one time, and Adelaide, we were good enough to beat them 2-1 this year, and but they handed us one there on their home floor, and it's a challenge that we got in front of us. We're on the road for this January period, and even though we beat teams a couple of times, Sydney's the same one. We beat them a couple of times at our place, but we've got to be good enough to right now to go to their place and get a win, and show the discipline to really beat really good teams on the road.
I think you've used 10 different starters this season. Is that something you might tinker with as well in terms of, you've tried different groups, you've tried different fives to try and get it done. So is that something you might look at doing moving forward?
Yeah, I think with our centres, whatever the game situation allows, we can, start Rob or Marcus. I think all the other starting lineups have been due to injury and how we've moved people around. So, yeah, I didn't mind the way we got started the game. So I don't think that's a major factor.
And just a word on Delhi. I mean, 10 points, 9 assists, just never stops running. It's such an important part for you, the way he plays the game and the way he sets the standard for everyone.
Yeah, he didn't shoot the basketball as well as he would have liked to tonight, and but yeah, his effort can absolutely never be questioned in the way that he attacks the game, the way that he defends, the relentless nature that he has, and yeah, we're going to need all that and more to get past some of these good teams right now.
And just finally from me, are you confident you can get back to the style and the standard of play that had you in the top position on the ladder and favourites for the championship earlier this season?
Yeah, that's the goal, right? We're trying to improve every day. It's as we've had people coming in and out of the roster, and now we've got CG back for a few games right now, and everybody's just working around their role. But the starters, the bench, we need contributions from everybody every night. We're not a team that's going to say you guys go and get 30. We need the contributions from everybody, and so I think that's a challenge for me as a coach to make sure that we're getting everybody doing their part to get the win for us.
Chris, from a player's perspective, the boos from the crowd tonight were relentless. There's a big focus on integrity in the league. Obviously, there was more security here tonight. Is that something that affects you and the team as players, or are you just 100% focused on the task at hand?
No, I don't. I mean, it doesn't affect me. I can't speak for anyone else, but it didn't feel any different to another time we were playing in Adelaide. I didn't know there was more security or anything like that. It's the fans come out the last few years. They've been selling out games and supporting their team, so it didn't feel any different tonight.
It felt different for me, so I'm just glad it didn't feel different for you. And Coach, positive out of obviously not the result that you wanted. Tanner Krebs, I thought was really great for you guys. Yeah, I thought
he's had a positive game in Cairns, where he rebounded the basketball well and stepped on the floor tonight and played really confident, and it's what we need from him. It's a good punch off the bench that he gave us tonight, and let that continue. Yep.